I walk under ladders. I pick up coins, pennies that are tails up. I have a black friend. He is a cat with 7 toes, and that is why he is named Siete. I don't know what he calls himself, but he answers when I call him by Siete. I consider Friday the 13th a lucky day for me. These things I do because I learned long ago when I prayed to someone else's God that everything seemed to go wrong, like the devil was on the party line. And so I continued. I can't say I started because I've been doing it already. I continued using superstition and luck in a backwards, offhand way. Friday the 13th, one time I heard it was Friday the 13th. I was on my way to work. And I said, how can this go wrong? Friday the 13th, this is a lucky day for me. And that day, I forgot that I had it here. I picked it up from my dad's. You can't see how deep that divot was. It was about a 1/4 inch deep when it first happened. But I was on the job. It was Friday the 13th after I've heard it on the radio, and I said, what can go wrong? I got hit in the head with an I-beam wearing this fucking hard hat. You think that's terrible? It was a lucky day for me. I thought that a hard hat would never protect you from a rivet, but I got hit in the head with that I-beam that fell from about 20 feet up and hit me right there and right here. Just, and it's, I felt my spine compress like a goddamn shock absorber. I said, and it went clank, clank, clank off the front of me. And you can see it's broken. There's a broken place. That broke off of my nose. There's a scar that goes there just like R.P. McMurphy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know, Doc. You gonna call it crazy? You got that red beaver right there in front of you. You gonna call that crazy? I got hit in the head. And the hard hat survived. But, and I told him right away, I came out, I was bleeding down the face. I saw an image of myself in a car window as I was leaving work that day, and there was just this blood coming down my face. I realized, oh, that's what I look like to these people. I went to Sugar, the guy that owned the company. He happened to be there. And I said, I just got hit in the head with an I-beam. And he looked at me and went, ugh. He said, maybe you should take a break and smoke a cigarette. And I said, okay, I'm smoking my cigarette. And I realized I was shivering. I said, "Oh my gosh, there's adrenaline going through me right now." I didn't feel anything at all until I saw how much I was fucking shivering. Yeah, good time for a break, I suppose. Never got any money out of it, never asked. But I did company policy and I turned it in. And so on Friday the 13th that day, I got hit in the head with an I beam. Boom! And I was at work the next day. They thought I'd gotten in a bar fight. I had black eyes. I just, a piece of this blue plastic was still stuck in my nose. I said, "I'm not taking it out. That might be the thing that saves my nose the next time." It's because I was wearing it the right way around that it didn't cut my fucking nose off completely right off of my face. And I said, "That's a lucky day." Friday the 13th. And then I go back to another thing that's from when I was in St. Mary's Elementary School. St. Mary, the mother of Jesus, or St. Mary the whore. Her religious canonization was remembered just last week in the Old Farmer's Almanac. St. Mary Magdalene, it's her day. We're living in it right now. We're a community of whores. Girls got to eat, and every form of work is a form of prostitution when it's done for someone else. Be going to St. Mary's from the school to the church, walking through the snow, double file, because the girls were on one side and the boys were on the other. And people said, "Step on a crack, break your mother's back." Every time we walked over a crack, I stepped on it. I said, "We'll see. We'll see." And the way my superstitions work is with an understanding that it's backwards how it happens. I stepped on a crack all those years ago, since about the second grade. And my mother never broke her back. Instead, she just died a miserable death because of a brain tumor.
I am the Judas Resurrection.